Today it's 40 degrees in Bordeaux, 42 degrees in Toulouse. For the last 20 days, temperatures in the southwest of France have been above 35 degrees. Every source of water in the cities is under siege. People refresh themselves however they can. It is August the 10th, 2050. This scenario may appear fantastical, but it is a clear portrayal of what our summer may be like in 35 years' time. It is a real projection for the future. According to Meteo France, the average temperature in the southwest will increase by a minimum of 1 degree by 2050. The direct consequence, our current climate will shift 150 kilometers to the north. Here are the average temperatures for the wider southwest at the end of the 1990s, and here is the same territory in 2050. The most pessimistic are even forecasting an average increase of over 2.8 degrees. The contrast is striking, as it is for watercourses. By 2070, their flow could drop by half in certain areas of the basin. One of the direct impacts of such a change, the snow mantle in the Pyrenees, will decrease by at least 30%. The snow will melt early and faster. The life of the rivers will be affected dramatically. Their levels will be higher in winter and much lower in spring and summer. Natural flows will fall sharply. Low water periods, when the river levels are at their minimum, will arrive earlier and be more drastic. For example, in the Garonne basin, some projections estimate the shortfall at 800 million cubic meters, which will threaten the minimal functioning of the river. From watercourses to oceans, the increase in air and water temperature will change aquatic ecosystems and the distribution of species. New parasites and diseases will flourish with the warming of the waters. The Garonne estuary, silted up in more permanent fashion, risks suffocation. The wetlands, veritable purifying filters with all their biodiversity, will dry up and then disappear. The rise in ocean levels, combined with the increased frequency of storms, will advance the erosion of the coasts, thus threatening to submerge freshwater environments. All of this increasingly fragile environment will have to accommodate an ever-expanding population. 1 million extra inhabitants are expected in the southwest by 2050, mainly in the two metropolises of Toulouse and Bordeaux. To this must be added the pull of tourism, which also places a heavy burden on the consumption of drinking water, representing an additional month's use just by itself. All of this raises the question not only of the quality of the rivers, but also of the quantity available, not just for drinking water, but also for the dilution of sewage waste. And the less water there is, the lower the capacity of an environment to absorb and filter. With increasingly recurrent periods of drought, vegetation and farmland will be changed. Shorter growing cycles, an increase of 30% in the need for irrigation, reduced yields for certain harvests. Confronted with this fragility, agricultural practices will have to adapt. Within this context, how do we reconcile the proper functioning of natural environments with our needs for drinking water, with economic and tourist activities, and our energy production requirements? How can we react to these issues? The diagnostic evidence now exists. It is reliable and recognized. We can no longer say that we didn't know, but there is no single miracle solution. We are faced with multiple choices carrying environmental, societal, and economic impacts. Adapting to global changes demands decisions without regret, abandoning certain issues in favor of others. The questions are strategic. Water at what price? Which agricultural models for tomorrow? What quality of aquatic environments do we want? What methods of stocking? Which technological innovations? What level of regulations? All questions that require answers and decisions. Water is an essential element at the heart of every policy for managing and developing the territory. At a time when the new water policy is being decided for the next 6 years, the Garonne Water Agency is playing its role by broadening information and opening the debate with water stakeholders. We have to act so that the Garonne basin remains a place where it is good to live. It is not too late. We're still in the period for making the positive decision. Defining that decision must be our collective ambition.